Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So for those of you who know, I'm on a cruise on my way to New Zealand. So today it is currently Friday. I thought I'd attempt to create a video because we have our next prompt for the Roxy Creations journey down the garden path, which is critters. I don't know how much I'll get done because there's so many distractions here. I've got the camera set up in the cabin. I just opened the door a little bit and I can hear the waves. I don't know if you guys can. I might just tilt the camera slowly. So to my right is the door and the balcony. Just let it focus. Can you see the waves going by? The door's just ajar a little. Very cool, isn't it? So I'm just not sure if I'll be able to get this video to upload on the ship's Wi-Fi. This will be my first test. If I can't, tomorrow, which is Saturday, we are in Wellington and I'd be pretty confident I can use the local cellular system to upload it. But my husband's just checking into the cost of that because it could be crazy. So I'm just not sure if you'll get this video as I'm doing it, or you'll just have to wait until I return in 13 days and then you can watch these videos. So the prompt is a little character to the garden. So the last couple days I just haven't felt like doing a lot of stitching, but yesterday I did, and I sat down and I stitched myself this little rabbit. What I ended up doing is I brought with me some supplies. I'll show you about that in a minute, but I did bring some old embroidery doily that hadn't been stitched, and around the perimeter of the image of course is excess fabric. So I sketched myself a little hare and cut him out, and then stitched him on using a very rough, nearly a buttonhole stitch, just over and over and over, close together, so that became a bit of an outline, and I just used a crochet cotton. So it was just simple. It took a little bit of time, but I just felt like doing something. I was getting really edgy. I'll talk more about that in a moment, but I just felt like I was missing it and needed to do something, but I couldn't really find a space to do stitching easily on this ship. All the chairs seem to be allocated to a restaurant, a bar, or a activity area, or in a area that it's just too hot. So I couldn't find anywhere, and they've got a tiny library which was full of computers, so that didn't really inspire me. I did do better today. I went back to that library and hubby and I found a couple of chairs that had plenty of light, and I did a bit of stitchery on Percy the peacock. But at the moment I'm just doing it in my room, and my couch is the meanest, hardest couch you could ever imagine. I think it folds out to be a bed. I have a feeling it's one of those, you know, you could sleep a couple kids there. So, but anyway, yes, I felt a little bit better because I did get some stitching done. So my little hare is at the base of my vegetable patch, which is where I would imagine a little hare to be sitting. I did a couple loose French knots for his tail, just out of some wool, just some of the gumnut yarn. And then I used some thread that I picked up from it was like a craft room clean out garage sale, just bags of something for 20 bucks, if that makes sense. And it is the most unusual thread. I'm just not sure where I've put it now. It's not obvious. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's like a cream cord. Actually, I'm looking for a big bundle of it, but I did wind some off before I left home. It's like a cream cord with a little gold filament through it. It's so pretty. So I threw it in, and that became little straight stitches on top of my grass, just to bring that little bit of glitz in that this piece definitely has. The only thing is it untangles really easily. So the hint would be not to cut a huge length, just a little bit. Now, what else did I do with him? I think that was about it. I did some little French knots around the grass, just kept it simple. Those green leaves were already there from the top of the design coming down when I did the garden. So I think he nestled in quite nicely. Will I do any more critters in the garden? Possibly. It's a great prompt for me on the ship because I can just pick it up and put an ant in, or a butterfly, or you know, a dragonfly. So I was pretty pleased, and it was only the last minute I chucked these two in. I couldn't bring the other ones because they were so big, but I thought I'll just pop it in because you just never know. Now this piece, I haven't really got anything too much in mind. I think it was last week I stitched this little butterfly, and I like how he's just simple and not overdone. I'm thinking maybe of attempting a dragonfly, to be honest, but where would I put him? Maybe up in here. And what does a dragonfly look like? I need something to write on. Before I get stuck into that, I might just show you the supplies I packed, because quite a few of you have been sending me messages to see what I would take. Well, the first thing at the top here, you'll just see a collection of neutral colours that sort of is with all the pieces I've packed. But in addition, I did bring my threads that the Roxy is working through with, you know, all the colours that I'm the go-to colours at the moment, plus a few randoms that I thought, oh, if I'm bored I might get time to do something with a particular thread, and that's how that guy ended up in the box. Now the other thing I packed is some cheesecloth. I did have some tiny bits picked out, but at the last minute I grabbed the whole bag because I had an idea about Percy, which I'll show you in a minute. I packed some beads, but just a selection of them, a single layer. I try to restrict myself, and some sequins. So I've got a little collection of the tones that, you know, I'm using. So that's in the suitcase. Let me tell you about the suitcase too. Got so much to tell you. I'm not going to get any stitching done. They're all the threads that I'm using in the big French garden panel. And I had them tidied up on my desk, and I just threw them in because I thought, oh, well, maybe I might want to do something with those color tones, because I put in a selection of materials and bits and bobs that could be potentially more projects. So I restricted myself to these A4 cases. I hope this is not wobbling too much, considering the boat's rocking, plus I'm rocking it. So I've got little bits of fabric, some random colors of satines. That's the fabric I cut the bunny out of. So it's just the tiniest little morsel I was able to nibble out of that piece, and that is in the French garden. Then I just popped in some random doilies, some snip bits and pieces. I will not need any of this, but you know how it is when you're packing. You think, oh, I'll just put that in, I'll just put that in, but I'll just gently unpack it a little so you can sort of see how crazy it got, like morsels of all sorts. Bits of lace, some leftover bits. I really shouldn't do too much with these because they belong to other projects. I don't know, I was feeling like I was having a bit of a lemon phase, so that went in. I thought maybe that might venture into a piece. Then I've just got a little bit of twine. Maybe I could do a dragonfly out of that. Oh, okay, I'm going to keep that out. A little bit more doily, and then I put in some neutral pieces of fabric. Just a bit of a selection, no rhyme or reason, just morsels. I am doing Percy while I'm here, the Percy the peacock, a little bit of calico, and then I popped in our book, the Foolproof Flowers embroidery book. So I figured if I was just looking for something to stitch, I could just have a play with some flowers. So I've got the ability basically to build a background. I've got some decorative elements. Then I've got a selection of lacy morsels, some doilies and bits and pieces. So pretty much this is my entire craft room represented in just a small amount of bits and bobs. And I have a feeling I won't need any of it, but you never know. Hey, there could be some bad weather come in and they turn us around and we sit out in the ocean for a whole month. A girl needs to be prepared for such events, to have all of her bits with her. So that is with me. Then I started to panic that I didn't have enough, like, you know, how it is. So I thought I'll just grab a piece. It got ridiculous. I grabbed a piece of floral fabric, and I thought, well, I could put that on a background and I could embroider it with some wools. So there's another project. Like, seriously, I'm only gone for 13 days. I do not need all of this. So we've got that. What else did I put in? I think that's about it. So I've got this box full of treasures. I've got some threads for potential different projects. I've got some beads, which suit a lot of projects. I've got my threads, which is hopefully enough of everything I would need for a project. Just pop that all back to one side. And I ended up putting in another plastic box just to put my work in so that I can move around the ship and do stitching. But yeah, hasn't gone to plan because, like I think I just mentioned, the seats are either connected to, I've worked it all out, they're connected to things that make them money. Every seat makes them money. And people like me sitting and stitching who can't eat because you get sticky fingers, you can probably sip on a coffee, but then you start getting a bit hypey, and slow stitch is not real good with coffee. It comes a point where you've just got to go and clean the house because you've had a coffee. But yeah, I just found the first couple days I was wandering round and round going, not enough light, too hot, too hard. It was like Goldilocks trying to find the perfect place to rest her head. And then I was back in the room because I thought, well, I got privacy, temperature controlled, I can hear the ocean, great view, tick, tick, tick. But the seat, oh, I end up getting a pain in the neck, and yeah, was not good. So stitching has been slow to come forth, but I did get the little bunny done, so I'm happy about that. And this piece, I'm pretty sure I can do something while we chitty chat away. The other thing I did do, which didn't require much thinking, was I grabbed some of those background pieces and I just laid down some textiles, some thick ones, thin ones, chiffons, some lace. I don't know what it'll be, but it's just a background. It's all been invisible stitched. I think the next thing I might do is maybe run some camphor stitch through it to really melt all the pieces together. And then I thought maybe just some flowers. I don't know. Won't hurt to have a few backgrounds done because they're, you know, just handy. So I'm thinking, yeah, some camphor stitch through it all. See, that's nice and easy. That scissors the ball and a needle, and I can go and sit in the little library and, you know, do some stitching. So that piece has been coming along. I won't show you Percy the peacock because I was working on that about an hour ago, and I have a plan, I believe, so I'll do a video and just bring you up to speed on Percy. Now, dragonfly. What's a dragonfly look like? We need a long body with some flitty wings. I sort of felt like I could do something with this. I might just try and fiddle and talk because I have to tell you about the activities on the boat. There are plenty of activities, don't get me wrong, there's plenty to do. If you want to do trivia every hour on the hour and you just change the venue. I want to do a body for this guy. Do I do it in beads? That'd be cool. I was thinking I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm going to be flat out telling you guys a story here. Let's get this dragonfly at least sketched if I can. No, I can't because the pen won't draw on lace and chiffon, so we're just going to have to wing it. I think we need beads. What the hang? Ship's rocking. What could possibly go wrong with me opening up a bead canister? Oh my goodness. And I'm on this tiny desk that you would eat maybe your breakfast at if they had delivered it to your room. So what was I talking about? The activities. Yeah, I'm finding them a bit droll, I have to say. I don't know. I think it's because I have stitching in the back of my head. So I've got this whole, you know, what I'd rather be doing something else routine going on. So I'm sort of looking for something for his head. I think that's half my problem. I'm not settled yet. It's certainly not too rocky. I don't feel seasick or anything like that. The ocean's been fantastic. But the activities, trivia and then try and get a seat. The venues are too small. There's just not enough seating. So there's really not a lot to do other than swimming around in a pool, if you're into that. I'm not into that. What else? You could do a skydiving thing. You could climb a rock face. You could surf on a wind waver thing. And let me tell you, the age group on this boat, they ain't doing none of that. So I'm really not sure how they're making money out of those activities. But yeah, activities, a bit lean. The movies are on at inconvenient times, so you're pretty much trying to catch a meal, or you know, you're sort of wanting to watch one of the artists that are on board, like a comedian. So there's these movies of which I've seen them all anyway, so it's not like I'm missing much. Hubby's just gone off to watch one called Don't Worry Darling, I think it is. And I said to him, oh look, I'm going to have a go at filming. I don't know how well it'll go, but I'll give it a go. So he's gone off to watch that. I know Elvis, the movie, Baz Luhrmann's Elvis is on. I've already seen that like 3 times, but it would be amazing to see that in their big theatre. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that's tonight. But then the evenings are really good. So you don't have much to do during the day other than eat and sit around the pool. So I don't know. Little bit lost. So things got desperate, and what I mean by that is I joined the choir. Yes, I can hear you all laughing, and you're all saying, oh, Corrine can sing. Well, no, Corrine can't sing. She's very good at harmonizing with whoever's around me, but for leading the chorus, you know, leading parts, no. Standing up by herself on the stage, hell no. But she's good at harmonizing with whoever's beside her in a choir. So I tend to be able to adjust my voice a little bit to sort of blend, and that being the word. So I said to my husband, I'm going to join the choir. And once he got over the raucous laughter, because he knows I'm not a singer, I'm a bit of a, you know, a banger out of notes. Off I trotted yesterday to join the choir, and there was quite a big crowd, which is great because then you can really blend into the distance. So we've pretty much been given a selection of songs that are connected to Sound of Music, and which is good because I grew up on Sound of Music, sitting around the piano with my mum playing, and us kids just singing the songs. So it was yeah, the music's great. The conductor, he's hilarious. He's young fella from Thailand, and oh boy can he sing. He really just needs to perform it and give up on us. But anyway, there's probably about 80 of us in the group. So anyway, we've had one practice section, and I'm in the second back row, so it's great because no one will ever notice me. And I've got the boys are in the middle of the whole group, and then there's girls either side. He's yet to listen to us all individually sing to work out where we sit in the group, but at the moment he seems quite happy where the cookies have fallen, so to speak, the crumbs. So I've got this young lad beside me. He's probably 25, and he has a great voice, but he's really quiet. But as the session went on, his volume started to increase, and holy mackerel, he's good, but just very shy. So he's lovely to stand beside. Then I got this lady beside me, and her mates are behind us. There's probably about 8 of them, and they're a pack of lunatics. So it's really funny. And she's not bad, but she's just all over the place. She's probably a bit like me. So we're having a lot of laughs. We're going to get in trouble. The cruise guy, the conductor, he's going to twig to what's going on, because, you know, halfway through, the lady next to me, don't even know her name, she asked if she could just play a cymbal. She's really funny. I sort of feel like I need to taper his tail a little. I don't know if I can pull that off. That's what I've got. Yeah, I'll give it a go. Oh, it might look more like a bee if I do that, like he's got a stinger. Maybe it's not such a good idea. I'll leave it at that for now. I can always add more. Yeah, so what was I saying? So we've had our first practice. I think their wings are quite high up. Oh, I can feel the boat rocking. I don't know what it looks like to you guys. It's probably crazy. It wasn't too bad. My husband, he went off to get lunch, but then came back sort of near the end and just sat and watched. He did do a video. Oh, that was funny too. I turned around because I just had a feeling he was in the room. And there he was standing behind us, and there's like a big bar, and we're looking at the stage on the dance room floor. So I turned around, and there he is. He's ordering a cocktail, and grinning from ear to ear, and he's filming. He's got his phone out and he's filming. I'm like, oh, good on you. And we're at the stage where we're learning these little dance routines to go with it, which, that's fraught with danger. Like, it's bad enough singing. Now I've got threads all caught up. It's bad enough singing, let alone he wants us to have hand movements and all jig to the side and jig to the back, and I tell you. And how are you supposed to do all that when you're holding the music? Like, I hope he doesn't expect us to actually learn the songs. Like, that's not going to happen. We've only got 3 practices, and then on the last day we've got to go to the final, I don't know what it is. I think there's 2 final activity theatre nights, and we're featuring, that looks pretty good, happy with that. We're featuring on the stage in the choir singing these songs. So, well, we'll see. I could do a no-show yet. I could get skittish, but I think I'll be right. It'd be nice to have a look behind the stage, behind the big curtain, to see, what all that looks like. Feel like I'm part of the show, so to speak. Part of the entertainment. Why is that bit hanging out there when the knot is all the way back here? That was a bit of a stuff up. So I've still got my thread there. I'm just wondering if I should maybe pop a stitch in and to hold them down. Might be a good idea. Where's my needle gone? The light's getting a bit dull in here. I might just see if I can turn a light on. I think there's a button behind me. Hang on, guys. No, that didn't help. That's over the couch. Okay. Can't see my needle. Did I put it back in the needle case? Oh, where's my bead needle? Can you imagine it, how fine it is? And where it is in the room? Oh, don't laugh, Corrine, it's serious. Maybe I did put it back in here. Yeah, I think I did. There it is. Oh, thank goodness. I thought I'd lost a needle. It's bad enough when it's in your couch at home. You don't want it happening in your cabin quarters. Okay, so I'm going to attempt, I hope you can see all this. I'm not projecting onto my TV at home, so I've sort of got to hope that. So I thought I'll pack this woolen ironing mat. So yes, that's the activity I've sunk my teeth into. I am in a choir, and I know you're still giggling. Let me show you the book. This is the book. Sidetracked once again, don't lose my needle. So that's Marvin. He's the chap that's running our choir. So we are singing a combination of a few songs. The Sound of Music song, you know, The Hills Are Alive with the sound of music. We belt that one out. 16 going on 17. That it's just creepy. There's all these men that are in their later years with beautiful tenor voices singing the man section of it about a little girl, and she's 16. It's just creepy. Anyway, and then when we come in and sing this really high section, like the voice, what do they call it when you're really high? Someone will be yelling that at the TV screen. The only thing I can think is an alto, but that's down the bottom. Up high, and that's not me. So this just sounds like a scratchy bunch of chooks. And this is really good. This one, my favorite things. Beautiful, really good. It suits my voice. I can really, you know, sink into those words. So I love singing that one. Classic. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Grew up singing that, and it sounds beautiful because we're all blending, and there's sort of layers of us doing different versions of it and then rolling it all together. So it's beautiful. So there's probably two songs I really, really like, and it goes downhill. That song there, Edelweiss, is shocking. You should hear us. Not only can we not hold the note long enough to really make those words sound right, it's horrific. It's horrific. And this one is worse. You've got all of this foreign language going through here. None of us really know how to pronounce it, let alone hold the note long enough. The only thing we're really good at is this cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. That's all we really want to sing. The rest, it's shocking. And you get to the end, and this goodbye, 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 it gets higher and higher and higher. Horrific. It's a shocking song to end on. We're all going to look like a pack of gooses. We should just do the two songs. Actually, The Hills of Alive with the Sound of Music. That's not too bad. I'll give you that one. But we need to axe this Edelweiss and this So Long Farewell. That's a really hard piece of music to sing for a pack of untrained amateurs. That's my thoughts on it. But doesn't matter. I'm in the second last row from the back. I can muck up as much as I like. There's all these hand actions we've got to do with do, re, mi. Thank goodness the song is simple, but I don't know. It looks like it's going to be interesting. And outfit. Oh, there's another palaver. We've got to wear black on the bottom. That I can do. White on the top. I don't have any white with me. Not one white shirt, blouse or anything. I could do black and black, but he wants black and white, doesn't he? I have one white blouse, but it has all these pink flowers coming from the neckline. It's like a little peasant top, and these pink flowers come from the gathering around my neck down the top, but it is predominantly white linen. So another drama. Yeah. So do I buy a white shirt somewhere in New Zealand, or I do a no-show A no-show to the actual event. I don't know. As I left today, yesterday was the first practice. He goes, I'll see you all tomorrow. I cannot find anywhere on the schedule where it says the choir is rehearsing, you know, another session is allocated somewhere. And then if you go to the venue where we were, there's something completely different on. So, and now the choir's broken up and gone off into their different areas, you know, you'd spot the person in the choir. I only really looked at the back of their heads. So I don't know. I have a feeling I've completely missed the second practice. It's just a circus, let me tell you. It's a circus. I did laugh a lot. It was pretty funny, which is probably not what you should be doing if you're in the choir. Now I think I need some little legs on our little dragonfly. It's pretty cute. I'm happy with him. Is he even in camera? I can't see because the handle. Yep, he is. Probably should be a little bit higher. So that's what I've been up to. I have on my phone filmed the area around the pool. It's like sitting in a big glassed atrium. That's where I thought I could do some stitching. And everyone's sort of swimming or just sitting around on deck chairs. But I got pretty hot. I had breakfast in the restaurant nearby. There's like the main breakfast hall and then this little one. So I had breakfast, then I sat out there for about 20 minutes and my butt got sore on the deck chairs. And I started to get quite warm. So I thought, no, this is not the place to be doing needlework. That was the first day. And that was when I sort of started looking for some other places and couldn't really find anything. So I started getting a little bit frustrated, needless to say, that I couldn't do any needlework other than in the room. But I think the library will do me if we want to sit down and do something. Well, my hubby catches up on his YouTube videos that he follows. Now, do dragonflies have little antennae? I think they do, don't they? Do they? I think they do. I don't know. Let me just Google it. The Wi-Fi is not bad. Oh, look, I have to show you this photo. Look at that. That is the day we left. See that red suitcase? That's my craft stuff. There are 2 pairs of shoes in there that my husband threw in. But by the time I got my tripod in there and then all these cases, that is 100% just craft activities. Isn't that shocking? Oh, pina coladas. Might I just say, they are spectacular. They are so coconutty, just beautiful. Oh, I know what else we did. The first night we went to dinner at this restaurant called Wonderland. So it's all themed about Alice in Wonderland. So all of the food is presented quite unusually and tastes odd. Like that tasted like nachos. All this fancy work's gone into this. This was crab and avocado mousse. So all odd dishes. What else we got here? That's like lobster, but just a mouthful of it. Prawns sitting on a chili mousse in a little teacup. What else did I do? I'm getting sidetracked again, but I know you all want to see this. Otherwise, you'll be thinking, what did she get up to? There's the restaurant. So you can see they've got all this china hanging from the ceiling, unusual chairs. The color scheme was just gorgeous, so very whimsical. What else did I do? Oh, I did film this dessert that he gave us. Let me just bring that up. It's only 7 seconds. He lifts the cosh and all this smoke comes off. No, that's not dessert. That was the eggs. So let's say curried eggs, fancy. So let's play that again. And it's like they're sitting on a bird's nest, these eggs. Just one of the dishes. So it's all the theatre of it. Now this is the dessert. Check that out. So it's a chocolate ball where they just heat some chocolate, who knows what, cream probably, inside exposes butterscotch ice cream, and then it just slowly breaks down. There's Rice Krispies, more chocolate, peanut butter, sauce, all oozing. So that was really yummy. Unfortunately, I had to share it with my husband, so a bit disappointing. But anyway, by then you really don't need anything else to eat. I've seen them do that on those shows, MasterChef and that, where they open it up and like a lava cake. So that was pretty cool. That was the first night. Don't ask how much that cost, because it was way too expensive. But, you know, we've got one fancy restaurant. There's a photo of our ship. I took that as we were boarding. So Quantum of the Seas, that's the Brisbane International Port. And actually we're right up at the front of the ship. So that's, yeah, that's the breakfast area and a big atrium with pools and that in it. And our room would be probably about there, because when we come out of the lift, we're literally right up and we're at that breakfast zone. The main breakfast area is actually at the back, at the top, at the back. So very cool. What else have I taken a video of here? Oh, the atrium. I will just show you, and then I don't have to attach the video. So it's me sitting on the deck chair and just panning around, but I felt like I was in a greenhouse, so it got quite warm. And those seats, they're mean. They're made for, you know, lying there on the deck. I think that's all I've got so far for you guys. Yeah, that's the excitement of it all. I did do a cabin video. There we go. There's my husband's feet in the way there. So that was the shower. I'm sitting there at that little desk and then out to the window. So this is before we left. There's that mean hard seat. There's like a little bar fridge in there. So it started again. There's the shower, toilet, cubicle, and the door to the room. So I'll just play that through again. And TV to my left as I'm sitting at that table. And then, yeah, the mean blue couch. So there you go. That's our little room. Very cool. All right, I'll stop mucking around and finish this dragonfly. What was I doing? I was meant to be finding out if they have antlers. You're probably all yelling at the screen. Let's get on to Google. Dragonflies. Oh, it's very slow. For some reason I think they do. Images. Yeah, they do. Oh, no, they don't. Ugh. They don't. They have extra little feet at the front. So there is no, oh, there's a tiny little, that's right. They have this little V thing at the back. All right. So we don't have, we have two little legs, which I'll just use, I'll add another little straight stitch for that. And then I might add another leg back here. I just feel like I could be a little bit more exaggerated with another leg. Probably given them way too many legs, but. And then I might bring my needle up down here. And how far of a jump to fair way? Oh, I should just weave that through. Grandma would be thinking, gee girl, you're messy. Let's weave it through. Let's be professional about this. Give or take a bit. Now I'm going to just do a couple little stitches. Hope the light's okay for you guys. I don't own a light for filming because the lighting in my craft room where I sit, I've got little spotlights, or what do you call them, downlights directly above me. So I'm very fortunate. And then there's two big windows, one behind me and one to the side of me, so I sort of never seem to think that I need any extra light because I've got a lot of natural light. This has got a little bit dark in here. Okay, so I'm just doing a couple little stitches. I'm flat out seeing. So if I can't see, you guys won't be able to see. There we go. Just to show that there's a little butt there. All right, let's finish him off. That's my critter. If I get bored and just want something small to stitch, I might add some more little critters. It's a great prompt for me at this time. I wouldn't mind adding a rabbit too. So there's my little dragonfly. He's in position. That's just a bug. I sort of had visions of a rabbit down around here, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm happy with the dragonfly. Yeah, that's really good. Very, very good. Okay, I think I've got about 10 minutes left, I think, from memory. Didn't take a great deal of notice, but anyway, I think what I might do is let's be brave and take you on a tour to the balcony. Let's hope I don't drop the iPad. I won't, because I'm coordinated, right? Can't sing, but I'm coordinated. All right, I'm going to disconnect you from this tripod. I know there was a few ladies said to me, we don't get to go on such holidays anymore, and I would love to live my holiday adventures with you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the iPad, I'm going to disconnect it. Now there's a mirror directly in front, so I might even pan to me and say hello, because probably a lot of you don't know what I look like. So I'm going to attempt to do that without making you seasick. So I'm just going to pan up to the mirror. So there I am. Well, Jesus, now you can't see my face. Hey guys, how are you? Now I'm going to come back down and take you to the balcony. So we've got this really cool door that locks. Why isn't it unlocked? There we go. Alright, so we're stepping out on the balcony. It's very bright. There's the ocean. Look at that. I'll shine to the back of the boat. So Australia, all back there. You can see the waves. 4 iPads hanging out over the ship. Now I'm going to pan back around. So New Zealand, here we come. Oh my goodness. I'm hanging onto it so tight. I hope you can hear me over those waves. So the front of the ship. And there's those beautiful waves. Very cool. Alright, I'm going to head back in without tripping over all of this chairs. See, these are the chairs. They're so hard. Like there's bars everywhere. Hopeless. Alright, coming back in. There's my little setup that I was filming at. And, like, I thought this was inspiring. This was a bulldog. And it was sitting on the bed when we walked in. And I thought, oh, I'll have to show the bulldog. My husband decided to pick it up. And its head fell off. So the bulldog fell apart. And I was so Scotty. I was like, good on ya. I was going to film that because he was so impressive. He had this fantastic little face. And he had eyes all made out of, you know, folding it. He looked so good. And he goes, oh, I can fix it. And that's what he did. That's the, nah. But you get the general gist. So we had a really cool bulldog on the bed. And good on you, Gaz. He ruined it. So I'm going to ask our maitre d', Daryl, if he can make me another bulldog so I can film it and maybe potentially add it to the video, or it'll appear in another one. Alright guys, I'm going to head back to my little desk. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to try and get myself in this camera. Hey guys, I'm going to try and say goodbye. Have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.